confirming the terrorist location was engaged with cannons and rockets, and battle damage assessment has confirmed that several of the terrorists and their infrastructure.
It's important to note that all the recovered items, arrested suspects, and rescued hostages have been handed over to the relevant authority for further action, including prosecution.
The military high command has urged citizens to increase support for the government at various levels through Heart and Mind project, indicative of good governance, noting that this kind of war cannot be won militarily. Director of Defense Media Operations gave this charge on Thursday in Abuja at a bi-weekly media briefing on the ongoing operations across the geopolitical zone in the country. Addressing the media, the director affirmed that the troops are recording successes week in and week out in the ongoing counter-insurgency operations across the country. On the other hand, the classic principle of counter-insurgency is that the military cannot win this kind of war militarily.
I would like to say that there is no doubt from the report that I've given, we can all see the activities of troops in the field. Now, on the one hand, it is indicative of the fact that troops are recording successes week in and week out in the ongoing counter-insurgency operations across the country. On the other hand, it is important to note that the classic principle of counter-insurgency is that you cannot win this kind of war militarily. We have eliminated several terrorists, we have eliminated several of their leaders, and we have eliminated several of their commanders and will continue to do so. We are continually going after the terrorists and will continually dislodge them from their hideouts. It is clear that in spite of all this, more needs to be done to win the war. And this more that needs to be done to win the war needs to be done outside just the use of military pressure. Accordingly, we must now win this war by changing the conditions that make the insurgents willing to fight. We must also win the war by increasing support for government at various levels through Heart and Mind projects indicative of good governance. There is no doubt that the times that we are in is difficult and therefore a watershed moment for our country. Citizens are therefore urged to realize that tough times don't last, but tough people do. As a people, we are renowned for our pride in being tough and resilient. There is no better time to manifest these qualities as Nigerians as today, in overcoming the pains of today in order for the gains of tomorrow. I dare say that this too shall pass. The time is ripe for patriotic and well-meaning citizens to contribute alternative ideas on ways to make the difference in turning the situation in the country around.
Giving updates of operations across all theaters, the director said during the week under review, troops neutralized 286 and arrested 244 terrorists.
Troops neutralized 286 terrorists and arrested 244 of them. Troops also arrested 83 perpetrators of oil theft and rescued 122 kidnapped hostages. In the South-South, troops denied the oil theft of over 2.5 billion naira worth of crude oil. Furthermore, troops recovered over 587 assorted weapons and over 7,900 assorted ammunition during the week under review. Overall, the troops of Operation Hadinkai neutralized 70 terrorists, arrested 31 of them, and rescued 27 kidnapped hostages during the week under review. Overall, the troops of Operation Safe Haven neutralized 5 insurgents, arrested 56 violent extremists, and rescued 5 kidnapped hostages during the week under review. Overall, the troops of Operation Wildstroke neutralized 14 terrorists, arrested 12 of them, and rescued 5 kidnapped hostages during the week. Overall, troops of Operation Hadirin Daji neutralized 58 terrorists, arrested 5 of them, and rescued 76 kidnapped hostages. Overall, the troops of Operation Wild Punch neutralized 93 insurgents, arrested 32 of them, and rescued 14 kidnapped hostages. Overall, the troops of Operation Delta Save recovered over 2.9 million liters of stolen crude oil, over 250,000 liters of illegally refined AGO, and over 6,000 liters of DPK, as well as over 6,700 liters of PMS. The troops also neutralized 5 violent extremists. They apprehended 98 persons involved in oil thefts and other forms of violent extremist activities. Troops also recovered 9 weapons and over 170 ammunition, among others. Overall, the troops of Operation Udoka neutralized 39 violent extremists and arrested 10 of them.
The military is wasting no time on sparing any effort to ensure security and safety of Nigerians. Accordingly, the military continues to take necessary measures to ensure a secured and safer environment for its citizens. Olaimi Esson, for Spy TV.